In this video, I will talk about how to write a narrative essay. Narration is the art of storytelling. When we narrate a story, we document the facts to retell what happened based on our memories, so that someone who wasn't there has a good idea of what happened, period. Although narratives can be fiction, you can also write nonfiction narratives. We are constantly surrounded by stories in the news, documentaries, movies, television programs, commercials, and even email messages. Yet, we find other people's stories engaging because they allow us to peek inside someone else's world. Sometimes we relate to the experiences of the storyteller, and other times we are surprised by the unique situations that others have faced. And so there are two ways in which you can write your narrative essay. So in this case, the essay topic is write about something that has had a positive effect on your life. Now, in my class, I say that there are two different structures for which you can write this kind of essay. Structure A is what I call the expository essay format, in which you have a thesis statement. The birth of my daughter had a positive impact on my life because of reason 1, and then reason 1 becomes paragraph 2. Reason 2 becomes paragraph 3. Reason 3 becomes paragraph 4. And then you have your conclusion, where you talk about the impact that the birth of your daughter had on your life. And so in this case, this whole structure where you have a thesis statement and then matching body paragraphs is known as the 5-paragraph essay structure. So an example of this would be the birth of my daughter had a positive impact on my life because for the first time in my life I got to think about somebody else but myself. Then reason 2, I finally have a family to call my own. Reason 3, I intend to be a role model for my daughter. And so all of these reasons are also a part of your thesis statement. Then the concluding paragraph would talk about the impact on your life of the birth of your daughter. So this would be structure A, where you tell me what event has been most positive in your life and you give me 3 reasons why that's so. Second kind narrative essay, what I call structure B, is more creative, where you have an introduction paragraph in which you introduce the topic. The birth of my daughter was the best day of my life. And then instead of telling me 3 reasons like you do in structure A, in structure B you just tell me one moment of your life, and then you use sensory details of smell, taste, all your sensory details, all 5 senses, and you describe to me the moment, one central moment in your life, one central moment that defines this topic. And so here, in the birth of the daughter, the moment that you first saw your daughter's face, what did that feel like? Okay, so then you use the senses of your eyes, your hearing, smell, touch. You put the reader into the situation. You allow the reader into your world. That's what the textbook says. So that people love narratives because we get to peek inside another person's world. Okay, so you would tell the story, but focus on one moment. Don't tell me the whole birth of the daughter, every single detail. Just focus on the one miraculous moment when the baby first came out and you first saw her. For example, what joy did you feel? What love? What went through your mind? What did you say to your wife? How did you feel? What were your senses? So make the reader feel exactly as you felt. But that is the magic of narrative writing. That's what you would write in your body paragraphs. And then the last paragraph, you write about what impact, just like with structure A, you write about what impact the birth of your daughter had on your life. Now, many of you are probably thinking, wow, structure B is way more interesting to write than structure A. And that's true. This is because structure B allows you a lot more leeway. It's almost creative writing, because when you describe that magical moment when you first saw your child, you can use many creative elements, such as dialogue, such as interior monologue, which is what were you thinking? What thoughts raced through your mind? What were your sensations? How did your body feel? Did you feel flushed with joy? Did you feel so nervous you're going to throw up? That sort of thing. Okay, so basically you make us feel what you feel. All right, and then you write your conclusion paragraph. So structure B is more of what you would have learned in creative writing class. And any of you who has ever read a good story, follow the creative elements in that story. You can use suspense, you can use flashback, you can use climax, you can even use the story structure, such as your beginning, middle being the climax, and end meaning the happy ending. And so to make a long story short, you have two different structures for which you can write your paragraph. You can either use the expository essay style, and this is the style that you're going to be using for all your other essays. This is the style you'll be using when you write your research paper, when you write your cause and effect paper, when you write all the other papers. And this kind of expository essay style is very well known in academic writing. And then this kind of story-like telling is very well known in creative writing, in literature. And so you have a choice of either using structure A or structure B for your narrative essay. Either way, I expect you to write with proper punctuation and proper grammar. If you have any questions about this, please feel free to email me. This ends my video on narrative essay structure.